Okay, guys, so I have told you that my career path for the since 2011, has been chasing big storms, okay? I go in and I do the cleanup efforts and the relief. And I really love that job. I really love to go in and help these people out. Usually I can explain to them what's about to happen and what to expect and how to get things back on track in their lives, and I can help them out. I mean, this last one we were in Hurricane Michael, I was bringing food to people. I would go into town every night, load up the bed of the truck with food, take it out to everybody while we were working and cleaning stuff up, right? This is what I do. I've done it for years, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I like get an adrenaline rush to help people. It's kind of weird. But, so because of that, for a very long time now, I have dealt with FEMA directly, okay? Now, I realize there are a lot of people that can take FEMA from this end to this end really fast. Like this end being they're worthless, and this end being they know that they're out to kill Americans and have an A list and a B list, and it's marked on your mailbox, blah, 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 blah. I know. I want to talk to you today about using FEMA to your advantage, okay? So here's what a FEMA camp looks like. This is the most recent one, Hurricane Michael. So they locked us down past 9 o'clock. Nobody could go out, okay? And they had cops running around 24 hours a day, and their lights were on, and they were going everywhere. And if anybody was moving, they stopped you. Even, we have our campers down there, and we were staying on the beach, and they even, throughout the night, go through your camp, and if anybody's out, they'll let you be out and about right there. They'll stop and talk to you, but for the most part, you got to be in, right? You're not going to be roaming around that park, because they stop you and they'll take you to jail, or they'll put you back in your camper. It's just so there's no looters and nobody's getting hurt, right? So they also, I'll tell you this, they also kicked us out of the park. That little town got a little bit mad, and the mayor thought that people were going to stay there a little too long, and they moved us, so we had to go to another area. That kind of sucked, right? It's probably 400 people in this one park that didn't have their homes anymore, or crews that were down there working that would be there for 2 or 3 months, and they booted us out. Anyway, I digress that. Anyway, so their FEMA camps, and what they do is they set up the city, and usually they take big parking lots. So Walmart parking lot, and they'll have food trucks. So they'll have the Salvation Army, they'll have the American Red Cross, and they're all serving food. They're serving water. They'll bring trucks in of ice. They'll bring trucks of MREs. The National Guard was there dropping off MREs. You could go pick up MREs by how many people you had. So we would go, you know, pick up a bunch of cases of MREs and a bunch of cases of water, and you'd have to go back every day. They don't just give them to you, but you have to go back every day. So knowing that they're keeping the peace in that area, okay, they're going to do what they know how to do now, and they know how to do exactly that. FEMA is not some well-oiled, juiced-up killing machine like some of you think. There are usually just a few people from FEMA that come together, and they become the leader, and they get the people in the community around them to help out, okay? There's not like 100,000 FEMA employees that just run over everybody, and they're down there working everything. It's not how it works. So one FEMA employee, like maybe you'd see 2 or 3 FEMA employees in a Walmart parking lot, and they're kind of running the people that are running the showers, the National Guard that's handing out food, the Salvation Army, telling them where to park, telling people where to go. That's kind of what they're doing, keeping track of how much food you had, making sure that you were getting them from, you know, your little area or your neighborhood. They didn't want you going to somebody else's neighborhood and getting food, right? So how do you use the FEMA camps to your advantage in the beginning? Now make sure this is in the beginning, okay? So there's a major catastrophe event, and if you can find FEMA, all right, once you're squared away and you're tactically squared away, this is where you learn to be the gray man, okay? And you come in with your crew, and you can do gray man stuff where you go in, you can utilize their showers, you can utilize their food, and you can take their food and their water, and then you can come out, right? So I have my family staged over here, and they may be a long ways away, but I think you'll see that they're in a lot more places than you think. My family's over here. We go in, we get what we need with adults, we come back out, we feed the family. So we're in and out. Now, as the disaster lasts longer, as long as there's hope, people will work together. I've seen people sharing gas, buying gas for each other, buying food. Debit card doesn't work, I'll pay for somebody's food. You know, it doesn't. We're there to help people out. You'll be surprised. Americans are still a loving people and helping people towards other people, all right? Especially in big events like that. Now, there's always garbage, okay? Now, as that problem progresses, when there's no phones, no electricity, and I believe all situations end up in this, okay? So there's no phones, no electricity, no food supply coming in, but what's right there that FEMA has, okay? There will be times where they start saying, okay, we've got to make a little jail, and we're going to start putting the people that are giving us a hard time in this jail, and we'll feed them. When it's done, we'll run them all through the judge, so on and so forth, right? So when they started doing that, and you started noticing that there was a jail and people that were having issues were starting to go to the jail, people that were, you know, it's not being abused yet, but it's just people who are literally making mistakes, cool. Then that's about the time to say, all right, I'm not going to utilize FEMA anymore. But I would encourage you that in the beginning of a natural disaster, especially when a natural, or not a natural disaster, SHTF, when it happens, you really don't know how long it's going to last, right? We could have a cyber attack that blacks out for 30 days and then the lights come back on, right? So that's not us having to bug out into the woods and you know, whatever your plan was. This is you coming in, you know, protecting yourself, protecting your family, utilizing FEMA, and then staying out of it, right? You don't have to be in the FEMA area or the FEMA camp. You can utilize and leave, and then just use your spidey senses, right? When you start looking around and you start saying, okay, I don't feel like it's safe to come in and out of this camp anymore, don't come back. But for the early point of it, you can sure utilize their resources a lot, and I highly recommend that you do. Just make sure when you do, plan it out very well. I'm going here, it should take me this long. You know, here, and here's where the food, the water, and the showers are, or whatever it is I'm trying to use, and I'm going to make this, and I'm going to go. And I've got people watching me, and people in support of me to make sure that nothing happens. And, you know, maybe 4 of you go in together and 4 of you are watching, and then you come back out and these 4 go in and you're 4 are watching, and then you come out with the supplies, right? MREs, water, hot meals. There's a lot that they offer: toothbrushes, toothpaste, toilet paper, things that you forgot, right? And you could have somebody in your crew that's hurt. That would be a good time then to go and take care of their medical needs. And I believe that that'll probably last at least a month. I believe you'll have a month of being able to do this, go in, get information, and come out. Don't be a loudmouth. Don't run your trap. Just be really quiet, listen, ask quiet questions, and leave, right? It's not of your concern. You just get some information from them, and then you walk out. Utilize what they have, and then leave. Anyway, that's what I would do. Of course, every situation will be a little bit different. You need to look at it. We don't know what we're actually going to see. But for right now, with their current, what they do, that's what I would do, right? Utilize them as long as you can utilize them, as long as it's safe. Anyway, guys, ponder on it.